I know what the question is out there. The question is, why do we have to go through so many stages? Why do we have to go through the stage of priming with the activator, and then we've got to do the cutting balm, and we've got to do the paste? Reason being, this brush is small. If we had a brush twice this size, we could mix everything all at once, we'd be just fine. Because this brush capacity is so limited, we have to sequence it because we don't have enough area in the breech to put everything all at once. So that sequencing is very, very important. So we do the primer first, then we do the liquid buffer, then we do the paste buffer, and then we cut, okay? And with a bigger brush, of course, it gets a little harder to feed the brush because you've got that big dilated canopy on your face. So what we do there with a large brush is we put everything in there, we go back, we hit the primer, and then what we do is we just do a technique I invented years ago called the roll. There's your Oreo cookie right there. You've not killed your brush. You've got your mix right there. You tighten down, choke off your knot. You pick up your mix, and you do what is called a slab and cut. The slab and cut, you lay it up, and you cut it. You lay it up, and you cut it. And that is the process by which this marvelous Edwin Jagger brush comes to life to give you, once again, an even better wet shaving experience than perhaps you've ever experienced. We'll see how the market responds to this. This is a huge advance in international wet shaving. I call it a game changer, an absolute game changer. So we have now this marvelous system whereby you take your wet brush and you just simply walk it down. You hit your primer, that coats the brush, that packs the brush with that marvelous priming slag, activator, cutting balm, paste, go back, hit your primer, put it up, and cut it until you're clean as glass. Of course, the final question is this marvelous wet shaving paste that I make, this Hydrolast shaving paste. Of course, the big question is going to be: we have two pumps. We have the activator. We have the cutting balm. Are we going to also have a pumping unit for the shaving paste? I tend to doubt it. I really do. One, because there are some technical issues involved with the size of the pump, the size of the pneumatic agent that has to actually pull the paste up and inject it. I seriously doubt that we're going to be seeing anything like that anytime soon. I am working on it, obviously. It would be very convenient to have this marvelous mixing station of 3 pumping agents. And conceivably, it may happen. I do have a unit I'm looking at. It's a drum with a pump on it. It looks very promising, but I think it's going to be too big. It's going to be too complicated, and certainly too expensive to justify. This is much better. You've got this very everybody knows the tongue depressor that has worked beautifully for all these years. You just pick up a little bit of paste. You just drop it down inside your brush. Having said that, I will also say that the era of mixing agents, what we call a mixing station, is at hand. You will probably, over the next couple of years, you will see these agents develop, evolve. You'll have, of course, cutting balm this classic cutting balm will always stay the same. Your activator will be the same, but you will see these probably come out in graded elements. Some will be a little faster than others. Some will be more or less emollient, depending on what the market's telling me to do. But as you know, your comments, I get your comments personally. Please do not hesitate to make suggestions. I love to hear from you. And know that we are once again moving into a new era of American wet shaving that I have never seen. It's extremely promising, very exciting, and one that we should all look forward to and enjoy thoroughly, as I know that we will. I'm Charles Roberts. Thank you for joining me.